Welcome back, Holotable Heroes, to another Galaxy of Heroes video featuring your boy Scribble. Monday morning, the hearkening of a brand new week, the day of the week that I go bald so you don't have to. Let's get galactically challenged.
Scrapsy, so give it up.
My dead body.
It's nice to break into the week with a nice, easy galactic challenge, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you can agree. The global modifier for today's galactic challenge is Power Struggle. Power Struggle essentially means if the leader of either team dies, it's game over. You have won or lost, obviously depending on who dies. But it makes this one quite an easy one to get done. Our modifiers are for the Imperial troopers. We get Imperial armor, which gives us stuff and things to help our Imperial troopers. The enemy has got grim machinations because we are up against the Sith. They're basically going to stack a bunch of stats if ever they die or kill things. It's scary, is what it is. So the feats, we need to win with a team of Imperial troopers, we need to win with an undersize, and we need to complete the battle after attempting to inflict stun 30 times. I'm going to break this down into individual teams so that we can see how we get this done. First and foremost, Imperial troopers, the best troopers that you ever did see. Let's go ahead and run over to Imperial troopers. Now I'm going to be using a pretty standard starting trio, General Veers, Piet Dark Trooper. Then we're going to throw in our good boy Death Trooper, who I feel is mandatory, and Iden, who just makes the job a little bit easier. So, what's the aim of the game? The aim of the game is to kill Traya as quickly as possible. I'm using Death Trooper because of Death Mark. Death Mark is very, very useful. As usual, we'll place Emperor's Trap over on our good boy Dark, and I'm just going to do a mass swarm attack on Sith Empire Trooper. He does pre-taunt, we can't dispel it just yet, so we're just going to have some fun trying to kill him. More importantly, we actually do want to straight up kill him. Now, we want to start off with Death Trooper's Death Trooper Grenade. Wow, he named a grenade after himself. It's a bit self-aggrandizing, isn't it? Anyway, that's going to increase the cooldowns of enemies that do not have a buff, which is fabulous. Then I'm going to use the first special Dark Trooper to gain that advantage. Alright, super, smashing, great, terrific, the best thing that I've done today. Excuse me. And then we're just going to do an AoE here. Now, we do want to wait until we've got round to a kill on Sith Empire Trooper before we use the cleanse from... Oh my days, that was quick. Alright, so we got the kill, they'll take a turn, save this. You want to save, terminate. We're going to gain some TM here, and then we're going to cleanse ourselves of all of this pain. Then we focus straight onto Traya, because I don't like her particularly. As soon as we kill her, it's game over for our enemies. Darth Revan doesn't have his mass fear because we increased his cooldowns. Now we can go ahead and place the Terminate, which puts Death Mark on Traya, and Dark Trooper, Death Trooper, Dark Bot, Punch Bot, Supreme. We win. It's that easy, guys. You can get it done super, super quick. Okay, so next up on the board, we want to think about trying to get stuns, and we want to try and think about getting undermanned victories. I quite like to use Jedi for this. So we can go in with a Jedi Knight Revan leadership, for example. We can use Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, we can use Gas, and then we can use Hermit Yoda. This will get us an undermanned victory. The idea for this is to abuse the fact that, obviously, Jedi Knight Revan over here can direct focus and target whoever he so chooses. Naturally, we'll be choosing the enemy Traya, so we don't have to worry too much about this. Now, I'm going to start off by placing Master's Training on Jedi Knight Luke. It'll get rid of that. I mean, it's not particularly important. And then we can just direct focus Traya at the start, just to start working on her. I'll do an AoE stun jobby over here. It's obviously not going to affect Darth Revan because he's immune to that business. And of course, it will get cleansed by Traya's unique anyway. But it's still good to do. Alright, I'm going to pass the turn over to Gas whenever I get the opportunity, because Gas is where the damage is at. That's not to say that people like Luke do not have damage, that's just to say that it is better to be decreasing max out. Look how... I mean, she's basically dead already, guys. We're nearly there. Ah, what a shame. What a shame. They come in, they try to ruin our day, they pee on our proverbial chips, as it were. Alright, let's just potentially kill him, I guess. We don't want them doing any nasty business to us, really. Let's go ahead and use strategic advantage over here on Luke, and that's it. Game over. We win. Alright, so Underman victory and Imperial troopers done relatively quickly. Now, we want to try and get the stun the enemy a bunch of times now. So what can we use for that? So the stun feat is actually not terrible. I'm going in with the Palps lead here, we're using Mara Jade. Actually, let's not use Moff Gideon. Let's actually throw that out and we'll put in our good boy Thrawn. Now Thrawn is useful because he can fracture. So fracturing the enemy trader is actually a really useful way of controlling her. So essentially this is more around the TM generation than anything else, okay? There is a heck of a lot of TM generation in this team, and we've got ability to control the opponent mostly through those staggers. We want to make sure that Traya never ever takes a turn. We also want to make sure that we're using this first special from Palps, which is a 70% chance to stun for one turn. If they've got shock, that gets doubled up. Always try to keep shock on those tanks, and fracture Traya because you do not want her doing absolutely anything at all. I'm also going to then isolate on Sith Empire Trooper, and I'm going to reduce the cooldowns on Palps so that he's got a higher chance of getting around to more stuns. And then that's it, guys. You just try and cycle through, try to keep shock on as many people as possible. Don't actually worry about the stuns because, like, if the enemy gets stunned, as soon as they take a turn, they're going to be cleansing that thanks to Traya's unique. So, like, stunning them won't stop the opponent from taking a turn, it just counts towards our feet. Fortunately, we can actually just focus exclusively on Traya for this, and she will eventually, she will eventually die through Nihilus's Annihilate, but she will also be able to tank basically all the hits forever because she's just building up all that bonus protection that we simply cannot get rid of. I'm going to just throw out this grenade here. We don't really want Revan taking a turn either, but thankfully we do also have Nihilus over here, and Nihilus has been increasing cooldowns on the enemy, so it's not like they're going to come out and do a big shock. They're not going to come out and do a big mass fear or anything like that. You can control the field pretty well with this. So our main source of stuns is Palpatine, obviously, but Mara Jade can also stun on her first special, so cycling through these abilities is a pretty easy way of getting this stun feat. And as you can see, the enemy doesn't really get to take a turn. We're almost constantly able to decrease their cooldowns with Nihilus before they take a turn, thanks to all the turn meter generation that we have here. It's a pretty reliable way, I would say. Always make sure you keep the isolate on the same person. Now you could, if you wanted to, choose to one by one annihilate people in this team. Just make sure you don't go after Traya, because as soon as you kill Traya, that is the game over, and you don't really want that to happen. And I just like to make sure that Traya is fractured at all times. We do not want her taking a turn, because if she takes a turn, she's going to one-tap someone, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Just through the virtue of the modifier that they've got on this particular GC, it just makes for her ramping, like we're talking 300,000 damage on a basic sort of damage, you know? It is rather nutty, it's rather crazy. Let's just make sure Revan over there doesn't get to take his turn. But as you can see, like, this has got such high level of control and viability here that we don't really have to worry about anything. As long as you drag out the battle, as long as you are comfortable doing so, you should be absolutely fine here. Once again, fracturing Traya, because if she takes a turn, it is bad news bears. Gonna keep that focus over there. Yeah, let's just do a basic over here, I guess, and then we can do this. We'll almost take another turn. Unfortunately, it gets a little bit harder to maintain that TM generation the fewer the enemies that are on the field, because obviously Palps is gaining TM based on the number of enemies that currently have shock. If there are fewer enemies for us to boost our TM from, the worse off we're going to be. Let's just make sure we keep spreading that shock. Pass this turn back over to Papa Palps. I'll get the shock over there on Sith Empire Trooper. Let's go ahead and just make sure that we can get round to another lovely, lovely AoE stun. And I imagine by now we've probably hit it, so let's look to actually go ahead and annihilate our enemy Traya now. It's been 4 minutes. I'm sure that's plenty of time for us to finish up what we need to do here. So let's just go ahead and bop Traya in the head, and then annihilate her, and that is game over. So we sort of dragged it out there, got lots of shocks off with Palpatines, and some additional stuns with our girl Mara Jade, and there you have it. Inflicting stun 30 times. I can English, ladies and gentle beings of the tribe. So there you have it. We have got feats all done and dusted with your boy Scribbly Bibbly. I've gone bald, so you don't have to use my strats. If you've got better ones, leave it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Peace out. May the Force be with you.